Hello, in today's video we'll be looking at laying out calculations and how to get the maximum mark in an exam for calculation questions. As you know, many of you will be sitting your second mock exam and then the final exams in for year 11 and 13 in May. This is an opportunity to see how you can maximize your marks. In this example, which of these answers would you give them any marks? A car is traveling at 24 miles per second. How long does a car take to travel at 800 meters? Student 1 is just times the two values and is giving you an answer in seconds. Student 2 is just written down S is 24 meters per second and D is 800 meters. And it's just putting a formula, speed is distance over time, and rearranged it. First one gets 0 marks and the second one will get 1 mark, even though both answers are incorrect, because the second student have written down this equation here. They will be given mark for writing that equation and substituting the value. So remember, if you're given an equation sheet, don't be scared to write down the formula, even if you don't know what the answers are and how to use it to get the maximum marks. Now, an easy way to remember this is the method corollary, LEERY. This is a method I use with my students and to maximize their marks in the exam. It's a really easy way of remembering it. It provides scaffolding per question, breaks it down for you, and you don't even have to remember what to do in terms of the equations, formulas, rearrangement. It kind of prompts you what to do and how to score maximum marks. So let me introduce you to what Larry is. So L stands for list, E equation, the other E enter values, R for rearrange, and Y is for units. Each one of these will give you marks in your exam. So for list, you're just listing all the values that have been given to you in the question, highlight them, circle them, or write them down. Write down the equation, enter the values in the correct places, rearrange the equation if needed, and finally, don't forget your units. You will be given marks, 1 mark for writing out the correct unit. Easy way to know this is if I'm multiplying two values, then I multiply the units, or if I'm dividing two values, I will also divide the units. So let's look at the example of how we're going to use the Larry. So we've been told the height is 2 meters, mass is 45, the gravitational challenge is 9.8 Newton per kilogram. You've even been given the equation here. So just copying that down will give you the marks. So list, just copy the values that have been given to you, copy the equation down. This is quite a simple example because all you're doing is multiplying the value. Don't need to rearrange the equation in this case, and then while multiplying the 3 you'll get an answer, and energy in this case is measured in joules, so that's all you will have to write down. Here we're going to use another physics example of electricity. As you can see, you've been given the voltage, the current, and resistance. You've also been given the formula, which you can then write down, listing down what we got, writing down the formula, putting the values. Again, no need to rearrange because the formula has been written in that way. And finally, write the units. This time we're using a biology exam question, and you can see you've been given 40 millimeters, and you got magnification of 500. The formula is real length of embryos, image length over magnification. They're also giving you the conversion of 1 millimeter to 1000 micrometers. So image length, you can write down, fill in the formula, fill in the values, work out the difference in the value once you divided it, and you need to do the final conversion. So don't forget to change because they've asked you to answer in micrometers. This time I'm going to ask you to do this and give you a few minutes and pause. So mass of 0.063 kilograms of water is turned into steam. You've been given specific heat or vaporization of water. You've been given the formula. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to have a go. Okay, so did you list the values? Did you get the equation to write down? put in the values and get the final units. So far I've shown you all the examples where you have not had to rearrange the equations, but if you was to rearrange, you would get a mark even if you put the numbers in the wrong places. So put the numbers in before rearranging, or can make you lose the marks. So let's have a look. Power is equal to energy over time. Power is energy is power over time. So we need to know which one of these equations we need. So you can then write it down. I've been given power and I've been given time. So if I know the two equations, power is energy over time. However, because I need to calculate energy, I need to make that my subject. So I'm going to just rearrange it. And in order to do that, if you divide both sides by power, you will get power on this side, and then put in the values to get the answer. Using Larry makes it more likely to get substitution marks. So what is the current in a circuit when total resistance 4 ohms and voltage is 12 watts? You're being given voltage current times resistance, but because you want to calculate the current, you need to make this your subject. You're going to rearrange it. And in order to rearrange, you can then either rearrange the whole equation by doing resistance is voltage over current, or you could just do it this way around and substitute the values. Don't forget the units. Let's see if you can work this one out for yourselves. You've been given energy in joules, you've been given the mass of the water and the heat increase, temperature increase. You also got the equation, which is change in energy's mass times specific capacity times change in temperature. However, because you want to work specific capacity, you will have to change and rearrange it. Did you manage to get the right answer by rearranging it? So here we done the rearrangement and make the specific heat capacity the subject, and we got the units. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and make comments. Please do leave comments on what kind of videos you would like in the future and if these are helping you with your exams. All the best. Take care.